Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. As the Chinese strategist Sun Tzu wrote in his book, The Art of War, not The Art of the Deal, um, the art of war is the art of deceiving. So that's the main idea behind the war. You have to deceive the opponent, the enemy. What I see here in Russia-Ukraine operation is not really a deceiving war, as far as I can see. It's more like I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And they're doing this, and they're going to do this. They are doing what they said they were doing. And that tells me two things to me. One, if you play basketball or you are involved in a game, we play against someone, and say you play against one-on-one basketball, and you say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, Michael. I'm going to turn around, I'm going to go like that, I'm going to spin again, and I'm going to just shoot, and I'm going to score. What does that tell you? And you do that, exactly that. That means you're so good compared with whatever, Michael, or whoever that was, that you tell him in advance what you're going to do. So he has time to prepare. If he doesn't believe that you're going to do that, he's not going to be prepared. If he believes that you're going to do that, he thinks, okay, he's going to do that. He's reliable. And he does it, and you still are able to score. That means you're so good, so superior to Michael, that you can tell him in advance what you're going to do, and he can't do nothing about it. He can't do anything about it. Now, another thing is when you do this, that's the first one. So you're so good, you tell the enemy, I'm going to do this, and you do it the way you said you're going to do it. So he has time to prepare. That means you're good. And the second one is you communicate that guy that there is a way that we can, I'm so good that you just get lost. Let's make, in this case, make peace. Or, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And you, if you believe me, you assess the situation. And after I do this a few times, you realize, wow, this guy is really good. Whenever he says something, he's going to do it. All right? So then what are you going to do? Let's say I tell you, hey, if you don't pay in rubles for my gas, I will shut it off. What would you do? I'm going to shut it off because I already did it about 10 times, right? So if I already told you I'm going to do something and I did it, that means you better believe it, I'm going to do it. And then don't be surprised about that. So yesterday I posted a video with a company that was very surprised in Europe that the Russians might turn off their gas because they didn't pay in rubles and they didn't open accounts in Gazprom Bank. And they were like, oh my God, how is that possible? Well, didn't they tell you? Yes. Didn't you see that happening before, like 5 times already in Europe? Yes. Or if you didn't, then I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you, right? So we have another example here. So whatever these guys were surprised yesterday, now it's it's going to happen to other countries. So we have here Insider. From the Insider on May 31st, 2022, Huliang Tan, that's the author. Russia's Gazprom cuts off natural gas supplies to the Netherlands after the Dutch refused to pay in rubles. Okay, I told you I'm going to do this. You want it? Don't cry now. And Denmark could be next. Now, I hope Denmark looks around, but Denmark is small, all right? It doesn't, I don't know, but still needs some gas. So I think its supply, its demand can be covered by someone else's supply, So it's not like Germany has to get a lot of gas from wherever, to cover whatever they lost from Russia. So Gazprom said it has cut natural gas supply to the Netherlands after Dutch trader Gazprom refused to pay in rubles. That's after Russian President Putin has demanded natural gas payments in rubles. Denmark's Ørsted has also rejected the demand and warns its supplies from Gazprom could be cut. You better believe it. Russian energy giant Gazprom said on Tuesday that it has fully suspended gas supplies to Gazprom due to Dutch traders' failure to pay in rubles. Don't pay, don't get it. Oh, you mean a contract is a contract? Oh, what about the sanctions? What about my assets? How did you freeze them? Oh, you want to take them and then you're going to give them to what? Rebuild Ukraine? Oh, okay. A contract is a contract. Shut your, you know what I mean? All right. In March 31st decree, Russian President Vladimir Putin demanded that natural gas payments be made in rubles, which would entail opening an euro and ruble account with Gazprom Bank in Moscow to process the payments. And I'm quoting, Gazprom will not go along with Gazprom's payment demands, said Gazprom, which is partly owned by the state. By the state? Is that Maduro? Is that Venezuela? State-owned? Oh my God, I thought it's capitalism over there, state-owned. So whenever we have state-owned in Russia, it's a bad thing. But when you have somewhere else, move on, nothing to see here. Go, 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 go. Really? Oh, nationalization? The communists nationalize these things. I think they should be. Energy should be nationalized because I think it's a strategic sector that needs to be covered by the government, by the people. But nevertheless, that's a different story, right? So the Gazprom, which is partly owned by the state and traders and trades on behalf of the government. Okay, this is because to do so would risk breaching sanctions imposed by the EU. So EU has jurisdiction over your people. Great, shoot yourself in the foot again, EU. And also they tried to legitimize this EU as the ultimate decision maker for everybody in Europe. So you have to forget about your country's interest if the EU, those guys over there, say that. It doesn't look very appealing to me, at least, but that's me, that's a preference, I guess. This is because, and also because there are too many financial and operational risks associated with required payment route. Really, everybody does it. Eni does it from Italy, and German companies do it. The Dutch company wrote in a press release, blah, 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 on Monday. In particular, opening accounts in Moscow under Russian law and they're controlled by the Russian regime poses too great a risk. Oh, okay. The Dutch government said it understands Gazprom's decision. So the Dutch government understands its decision because Gazprom is partly owned, right? So, hey, yes, I understand your decision. Oh, okay, thank you. That's basically what happened between Gazprom and the Dutch government. If this wouldn't be serious, that would be a comedy right there. The Dutch government said it understands Gazprom's decision not to comply with Gazprom demand to pay in rubles. The decision has no consequences for the physical supply of gas to Dutch householders. Yes, because probably they're very small. Dutch Climate and Energy Minister Rob Jetten said on Twitter on Monday, the Netherlands relies on Russia for about 15% of its gas suppliers. 15%. It's not a lot, so yeah, they can get that back. The Dutch government says on its website that the country has enough gas reserves for the short term and plans to import more liquefied natural gas from countries other than Russia. I know one, and gives you with a premium. Yeah, more. Got the money? I'm going to give you some. You don't get the money? I don't know you. All right. Denmark could be next. In neighboring Denmark, power company Ørsted also warning about the Gazprom natural gas supply cut, as it too is refusing to pay in rubles. Yes, and said we have no legal obligation under the contract. Oh, contract again. To do so, and we have repeatedly informed Gazprom exports that we will not do so. Okay. All right. Well. And as it intends to continue paying in euros for a payment due Tuesday, and Tuesday would be bye-bye day. There is a risk for Gazprom export will stop supply gas to Ørsted, said the power company. Is it what? A risk? It's not a risk. It's a certainty. It's a risk. These guys live in the cuckoo land. And then the Danish agency Energy Agency said on Monday press release it doesn't expect an immediate impact from natural gas supply cut by Gazprom, as has an energy plan ready. Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm glad. And it says not all of Europe is ready to go off Russian natural gas right now. Some major buyers like Italy's Eni and Germany's Uniper have opened accounts at Gazprom Bank to meet Russian payment demands. No, they don't meet their demands. They meet their population and the economy's demands. That's the first thing. Yeah, and if those guys now they got you by the balls because you impose sanctions, your leaders impose sanctions on that country, then you talk with those democratically elected officials who make decisions that then you have to, you know, how you have to follow what the Gazprom bank says or the Russian tell you. Why don't you talk with your little guys over there that you voted and you finance, by the way, too? So not everything is Russia. As I said, if Russia would have had a scuffle with Ukraine and no sanctions would have been imposed by the rest, no crisis of energy crisis would have been occurring. Maybe some grain crisis, you know, and sunflower and cooking oil, yes. But energy, the supply routes would have been open unless the Ukraine would stop their pipeline. But they have Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2. They have all kind of moon landing pipelines and all that. Well, Dutch, there is a risk. Dutch companies, there's not a risk, and this is it's not a risk. It's not. Was it Denmark? I think Denmark is not a risk. It's a certainty. So get your coats on and get ready. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.